know, the spirits of this review is kind of like being in the moment right there, like after the fucking credits change, right? Then afterwards, kind of like everything dissipates. But I felt like I was watching a dream.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching a dream by a lazy person. You know, he'd heard impressions of other people's dreams, and he's like, "Oh, that sounds good. Fucking slap that in there."
He's like, AI does what?
I could just say like
I could put a prompt in
magic future and just slam that directly into my movie. I don't even need to pay for like a lot of special effects. It can just be like foggy.
At first glance, you may think that, but this movie was I actually fucking love this shit.
It was so smart. They quoted Marcus Aurelius. They quoted Shakespeare at length multiple times.
But I think like
it was so original. What an original idea.
That was just fluff though, look. Like all the sex appeal and the actors and the bloated and the bloated screenplay. Or that's what you call it.
All the sex appeal and the actors and the acting that the actors were doing and the
I feel like I was watching
and the
those,
words
like,
they were saying.
Movies, like,
it was all just window dressing.
What? Yeah, it was also generational. Like I feel like it began with like I don't know, man. I really liked it though, but the middle part really dragged me. I kind of didn't like how it ended.
I didn't much care for the beginning. The middle or the end.
I knew at some point it was gonna be like we're all together and we gotta move forward, right? And like
I wasn't expecting to end with the same ending as The Creator, where there's like the god girl child who's gonna save the future.
That's why I'm saying like this is the prequel to Metropolis.
I mean, if so, kind of a bold move.
It's the prequel. This is like the guy that lost his eye and stuff like that, man. I don't know. Like I thought he was like probably the father that becomes like the designer and shit later on. But see, that guy in Metropolis has an inventor guy that he loses his arm and shit, and he loses they both lose somebody. I don't know. Like it's implied that they had a history, but they built the city together, dude.
Well, I for one would not be upset if he George R.R. Martin's this, and just did not finish.
I think he's I think Francis Copola is probably a diehard Fritz Lang fan.
I'm sure that's when he stopped learning about cinema.
I don't.
That first year in film school.
There was like you said something earlier that he tried to pack as much stuff into this movie, like it was a bunch of old callbacks.
I didn't even detect really any callbacks, but it reminded me a bunch of stuff.
Actually,
like in the beginning when we see WoW, I was like, okay, so Ruby Rod, but then a lot of that fell flat for me. But it seemed like a little bit like maybe make it a little Fifth Element-y, right? It also reminded me of What Dreams May Come, which is a movie no one remembers.
I remember. Robin Williams' masterpiece. I remember. It was a good movie, dude.
I don't think it was.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it was. I don't think it's well remembered, I suppose. But coming back to this, fantastical. It did warn you. It said it's a fable.
Oh, okay. So, you
so basically,
roll into the movie, and he's like, "Guys, it's a fable." So, what I do doesn't matter here.
I kind of have to retract what I said before.
About what?
The ending being bad. I actually think it's genius.
Yeah, it's like, okay, he's like, hey, some other rich guy, fix New York City.
No. Well,
yes.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the other Hemi ending, with John Voight's character is about to get assassinated by his nephew and aunt, right?
Oh yeah, that has to be some
and him and his comeback. I don't want to spoil anything.
Right? Spoil. Come on.
It is after the fact of watching this movie. he proceeds to have like like he's like, hey, check out my boner, dude. Right. Now that would not work. That joke would have not worked if this entire movie was not no, this whole movie is ham fisting this idea, this with that lady, right, or what she represented. I know, and this whole movie, when this whole started, I'm like, oh, this is from Metropolis, dude. So I'm looking for cues, dude. I'm like, okay, that's the card. Eden. Where's Maria, right? Where's the angel of death, dude? Like the character that is like a robot, but but it's the woman, and everybody is like in love with her, dude. At one point, this lady, Wow Platinum, she's wearing like the hair dress, like it's like the 1950s with the fucking bowl. She wears the same type of thing, in Metropolis. So like,
you mean
at one point
like,
she was the object
like
of
Nazi
desire.
Hair?
Wouldn't that be like super gel and blonde? No, this is like metal.
Metal.
Yeah, it's like a headpiece it's like a beaded, like I think like Cleopatra with fucking that lady. Anyway, this movie, I think it's a good movie, but it's also a bad movie, and in the end, who are we to judge, right? I mean, the people that were there were loving it.
Okay, these are people who didn't know they were allowed to laugh at movies until tonight. So I don't think that has much to say for it, okay?
Right.
And I'm not denying there were a few scenes that were really funny. There were a couple good lines thrown in there, but like
I like that John Voight's fucking actor doesn't die at the hands of his nephew and aunt.
Yeah, what a stunning reversal. In a movie with a plot so thin, it was as gauzy as like every single scene.
I think that's my distaste for it.
The whole thing was just Vaseline smeared on every part.
The
like
middle
the characters, the plot,
the idea of keeping
the actual camera lens.
The idea of keeping the family apart. The mayor of New York City, when Mayor Adams told P. Diddy to leave the daughter alone. Like, I'll go along with whatever you tell me, but just stay away from her life, dude. Like that kind of like that turn, I'm like, it got my attention. Like it actually rose the stakes, but in the end, and then ended up being like, well, it's all going to shit because these two are like apart and stuff, right? And like
classic Romeo and Juliet.
It's a long movie, dude. How long was this movie?
I think it was like 2 hours and 38 minutes or something like that.
It felt like 50, dude.
It felt like forever. I never... No, it's not true. But I definitely wished I was like super tanked for this movie. It might have been fun.
I think we'd have to need more. And we went to Alamo.
We would have needed like 4 times as many drinks to even come close to enjoying this one.
So you recommend this shit, or?
I mean, how much do you hate yourself and your liver? I mean, honestly, no. Just wait for the highlight reels to get really popular on Twitter.
I don't know.
And yeah,
it's a movie to definitely watch, but this one, I think we got lucky with the Alamo seats with the fucking all you can drink, fucking popcorn. And the recliner sheets.
If it was all you can drink, I would say go see this movie. That sounds pretty fun.
But the thing is, with this movie, like you can like kind of like hang out and like I don't know.
If you were allowed to like yell things at the movie screen, then maybe perhaps that would be fun.
That it will make you feel like, oh, I'm watching one of those old movies, dude.
It demands participation. I wanted to groan loudly through about
I think I would watch a couple of old movies first, like Apocalypse Now. I really want to see that movie now.
I think it was all the ads we saw.
All right. Thumbs up or thumbs down, dude?
I have to give it a thumbs down, dude. And with the aggressive head shakes.
Okay. I actually absolutely love it. I recommend it for old movie nerds, but for the casuals, I don't know. They probably go. I think they should probably go see fucking Azrael tomorrow. I think Azrael's gonna suck too, but alright. Okay.